Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's
Yes,
DJ MV, Just Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club.
Yes, sir. Salute to Killer Mike. Clean sweep at the Grammys last night. He won all 3 Grammys he was nominated for.
Sure did.
And then got arrested shortly after. That's the life of a black man in America. Highs and lows.
Hey,
Okay? Okay, but we're going to focus on the highs.
That's right. Good morning, Tez.
Good morning, Queen. Let me say good morning to the Queen of the Breakfast Club
Good
first.
morning.
Just hilarious. DJ Envy, Charlamagne the God.
Peace,
Hey,
Taz.
girl.
All right, well, let's get in some front page news. I just want to tell everybody, all the soccer fans, that the FIFA World Cup will be in New York, New Jersey in 2026. Everybody thought it was going to Dallas, but New York and New Jersey pulled it off. So 2026, the FIFA will be played at MetLife Stadium, and that's super huge for the city. All right, now what we got? Tez, where we starting?
Well, first, I just want to give my personal shout out to Killer Mike. I know we all doing that this morning, but I was there when he was interviewed for the Grammys when they came in Dallas and met with him. So I'm very, very excited. I was in tears last night. So congratulations to him again.
Nice.
Now, President Joe Biden, he won 96% of the vote in South Carolina. Take a listen.
In the first official contest of the Democratic presidential primary season, President Biden getting his first victory in South Carolina. Biden posted a video Saturday night on X following his projected win, thanking voters for their support.
South Carolina, we did it again. You did it for me again. Thank you, thank you, thank you. 2020 and now again in 2024. Now let's go win the whole thing. Let's win it all.
Now, Arthur Marianne Williamson, she came in second place with 2.1% of the vote. U.S. Rep. Dean Phillips received 1.7% of the vote. Now, despite Phillips' loss, Dean Phillips did say he's not leaving the race. He said on Twitter, cracking 4 digits, never felt so good. Congratulations, Mr. President, on a good old-fashioned whooping. See you in Michigan. So with that statement, it appears that Dean will be skipping Nevada because actually the next primary is February 6th in Nevada and then February 27th in Michigan.
No surprise that
No surprise.
President Biden won South Carolina. I mean, those OGs in my beautiful home state of South Carolina are going to always ride with Biden. I wonder if that's a snapshot of things to come, or will he go somewhere like Michigan and get a rude awakening?
I think when he goes to Michigan, Charlamagne is a good point because of all of the activists that are actively running campaigns against Joe Biden due to everything that's happening in the Middle East. In the Middle East, you will get a snapshot to see, what it look like. But when nobody else is on the ballot and it's just one person, how can you really, make that determination? But I do think Michigan is definitely going to show how people feel as far as the war is concerned. And we have to look at that and say, what is that going to look like in the general election when he's up against Trump?
All right, we got time for another one. You want to talk about the gas prices?
Yeah, just quickly, as the Midwest families, they're riding their cars this morning, wanted to give at least some good news on the economy. There's a quick update on gas. According to the U.S. Energy Information Administration, regional prices fell this week. So the average is $2.87 for regular fuel. Last week, it was $2.89. So this tally is based upon Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Michigan, Minnesota, Missouri, Nebraska, North Dakota, Oklahoma, Ohio, South Dakota, Tennessee, and Wisconsin. So hopefully that can spread around the country. A lot of us were concerned about how is the war going to affect gas prices. So I thought this was some good news to see that the price of gas is going down. Hopefully it'll stay that way.
Are they going in our reserves, or are we still getting barrels from overseas? Do we know?
I don't know. I don't want to guess and just, throw anything out there. But obviously, anytime, there's a war going on in the Middle East, that's something to be looked at. That's why I thought this story was really interesting, that the price of gas is going down. So, we'll see.
When you was born in the 1900s, like we were, 1978 for myself, gas always seemed too high. When you remember gas being $1,
It was $2.
99 cents.
Jess, you don't know nothing about that.
No,
Okay.
I don't.
When gas was $1, you always remember that. So gas always seemed too high.
Yeah, but I thought they said that, especially since Biden is running, you take from the reserves to keep gas prices down. So it looks like, he's keeping the gas prices down. So people, put him in a positive light when it comes to gas prices. So they usually go to the reserves to make sure the gas prices stay low especially during election year,
Well, that's smart. If they're doing it, then good. Bring it on down then. Whatever's going to help the family try to reduce some of that price. So thought that was just some good news.
All right. Well, that is front page news. What we talking next hour?
Oh, man, come back in next hour. New York police chief said it's time for officers to get back to being police officers and stop acting like the hip hop department. And then we're going to talk.
What the hell that mean?
Yeah, talk about the dress code. Said y'all too hip hop. These long nails. We'll talk about it. And then also, I know Jess. I wonder what Jess got to say about this. So he coming after everybody with long nails. We'll talk about it. And also, we're going to talk about NYC launching the prepaid credit cards for migrant families. There was a lot of talk about that over the weekend. I know 50 Cent made a post about it, so I'm going to run the details down on that as well.
All right. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open. Again, 800-585-1051. And Jess is here.
I am.
Mr. Breakfast Club, good morning.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club.
Thank you.
Let's get in some front page news. What up, Tez?
What's going on? Let me address Jess first. Good morning, the queen of the Breakfast Club, DJ Envy, Charlamagne the Guy.
Peace, Ted.
Good morning. Let's jump right into it. Let's talk about these NYPD officers being a hip-hop department.
Yeah, they sick of being a hip-hop department. They said they're going back to old school uniforms. The chief of patrol, John Shell, said no more beards, no more open collars. He said we're going back to weather restrictions on knit caps. He also said it is absolutely ludicrous to have an officer with pink hair and nails longer than their fingers. He said we are a police department, not a hip-hop department. It's time to get back to focusing on policing. So they're making sure that the old uniforms are back, and we'll see how that rolls. So I thought about Jess with this because I know you have some long nails.
But I ain't.
I thought about that. What do you mean hip hop though?
I wouldn't label it hip hop.
White people got beards. White people got long nails.
Yeah, I do. But
White people got pink hair.
I definitely agree going back to like I agree with that though. Going back to the uniforms. I don't agree with the pink hair. I don't agree that somebody should come arrest me with the same nails I got.
You stupid.
I don't know. I just my idea of a cop is uniformed. Very. I don't know about the beards though. Why they got to take the beards from the men? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Beard game. That's the
open collars and stuff. I don't know. I
don't know why a woman would want. I went to, so you guys know I was a security police. I was in the military, and having nails is painful. You know, when you're trying to take a man down or anything with I don't know why somebody would want long nails, because just, once you cut your nail in the middle, breaking a long nail is extremely painful. So I don't know why a police officer would want long nails, but I just thought it was interesting that he called it hip hop, that he labeled it with hip hop.
Yeah, that ain't hip hop. Long nails, pink hair, that's LGBT NYPD. Okay, they ain't got nothing to do with hip hop.
Okay.
And I also want to say, I like the officers wearing the uniforms though, because I feel like if you go into a certain area and you see a bunch of people in uniform, you straighten up a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If the cops are undercover, you don't really know, so you still might be on your rah-rah.
Now, they still wear uniforms, but it's just a little looser with certain things, like, with like the dye in the hair or the beards. They want to cut off the beards, keep it more clean cut to back in the days when it was, uniform police. They still wear uniforms, but they just want to keep everything together.
And I understand that as a cop, like as like the police force, I understand that part of it. The only problem I have is just the labeling it hip hop.
Yeah, I don't understand how that's hip hop.
Yeah,
but also they always want police officers to be part of the community and feel like it's an extension of the community, right? So that's why I think they opened it up to officers being able to have beards and dreads and braids and dye their hair.
So you can't have dreads.
Well, you can't have locks.
I don't know about
that's
dreads,
crazy.
but at one time you couldn't, but now you can. But that's why I think they opened it up. So when you're out in the public, you have an officer that looks like you.
Yeah.
Now they are saying
go ahead, babe.
Go ahead, Jess.
I think that plays more than be a part of the community. You know what I mean? You don't have to look like a certain part to just respect people. You know what I mean? That's all in your behavior, how you respect the community and still protect them. You don't have to, come out, shirt unbuttoned, long nails, pink hair. You don't got to be rapping Ice Spice on a corner with us. Like, you don't have to do that.
Hey, if you're doing all that, you definitely part of the community.
You know what I'm
but
saying?
It ain't the community you think you're part of.
I do want to say, though, they will have exceptions for religions. So, some people's religions with beards and things like that, I think that'll be an exception. But just thought it was interesting that he put it on hip hop. But let's go to the next story, because this is something that they've been talking about on social media. I think is a really big thing. The mayor's office said that they are partnering with Mobility Capital Finance to launch a new, more cost-effective technology pilot program to distribute immediate response cards to migrants. Take a listen.
Some migrant families will soon be given prepaid credit cards to buy food and baby supplies. The mayor's office says the city is partnering with Mobility Capital Finance to launch a more cost-effective program. Right now, the city has contracts with food services who provide non-perishable food boxes to shelters. They will start with 500 migrant families with children in short-term hotel stays. The cards can only be used at bodegas, grocery stores, supermarkets, and convenience stores.
We're just giving this migrant population more free stuff at the expense of New York City taxpayers.
In a statement, the mayor's office says, in part, quote, not only will this provide families with the ability to purchase fresh food of their culturally relevant diets and the baby supplies of their choosing, but the pilot program is expected to save New York City more than $600,000 per month or more than $7.2 million annually.
Yeah, so critics, as you heard, they said that they are upset that this is at the taxpayers' expense. As you just mentioned, they said it is going to save the city because bottom line, these migrants are housed in city operated shelters. So they're already giving the migrants free food. So what they're saying is that instead of just giving them free food that they're not eating because it's just going to waste, they feel this program will allow them to be able to buy the food that they want, from their particular culture. So they're thinking that will save money. They're also using a Black-owned firm. I just want to put that out there that this firm is also Black-owned, the Mobility Capital Finance. Neither here nor there. I think people who are concerned about migrants getting free food or free, money would have an issue with this. And so that's what they're saying. But wanted to give you those points on why people are saying, the pros and cons. And a lot of folks are saying they're already, getting it. So why not do it a better way? And obviously Americans can qualify for food stamps as well. So this was just, an issue I saw folks debating about on social media. I know 50 Cent put a post out there and some folks responded to him as well. So I wanted to see what you guys thought about it.
I think people are having the wrong conversation about this whole migrant issue. Like, it's simply about resources. If America was taking care of its own properly, nobody would have a problem with what the migrants are getting. Like, this isn't about people feeling those migrants are taking resources from them. This is about people feeling they have never received resources at all.
Yeah, and I'm torn, right? Because you never want to see somebody without food or without housing migrants have babies and you want to make sure that they're okay, that they can eat, that their kids are taken care of. But it's just always weird that, we have so many homeless people in so many different places, right? New York is full of homeless people. Jersey's full of homeless people. I think it feels crazy that we didn't take care of our own for years. And now it's like you jump on migrants to help them so fast. And it's just like I see so many. You go to any city, no matter what city you go, you see the homelessness through the roof. And it just seems like, when do we help those people?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not torn at all. America first. Okay, and I don't understand how nobody can understand why folks are upset about this. If you have a bunch of people who can't afford food themselves, like you just said, Envy, who are struggling to get food on the table, they might even have a hard time accessing those benefits themselves. They are going to be upset when they see someone getting those resources before them, especially when those people aren't from here. It's just that simple.
Yeah.
It's the same. And by the way, folks feel like this about anything. We feel like this about war. It don't matter if it's Israel, Ukraine, migrants. Anytime folks see large amounts of money being spent on anyone but them, they're going to feel away.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Well, humanity-wise, you just, regardless if they're a migrant or not, you just don't want to see somebody starving.
Oh, of course.
You don't want to see somebody without housing, especially when you see them kids. But
don't cut the line.
You're right. I'm with you.
If we got so many homeless people here, people here starving.
Back in line.
You got to get in line. That's all we saying.
Yep.
Get in line.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think you made an interesting point, Charlamagne, because the argument is, well, people qualify for those services too. But you made an interesting point. A lot of people, although they qualify, the red tape is harder. It's harder for everybody just don't get it because they qualify. A lot of people get off these programs or they don't know how to get on it, or there's a lot of red tape that can stop them from getting it. So it's not this, oh, well, you can just get it. And I think people understand that it's not that people are against helping, but like you said, get in line. And I just think it's disingenuous when I see people saying, oh, no, what's the problem? You can get it too. Everybody's not getting it. That's the point, so topic that folks will keep talking about.
Well, thank you, Tiz.
Absolutely.
And make sure you follow at Tesla Figaro on all social media platforms and subscribe to the Straight Shot No Chaser podcast on the Black Effect iHeartRadio podcast network.
Wake that ass up. Early in the morning. The Breakfast Club.